We watch a movie, maybe so do you. Then we sum it up and call it out with a beverage or two. It's the Wine and Whiskey Horror Show.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Welcome to the Wine and Whiskey Horror Show. Tonight it's wine. Tonight we're reviewing / discussing The Conjuring, which is a movie about many things. It begins, we have some nurses sitting on a couch and they look sad. There's like this hot couple that's talking to them. Who are those hot people? Please stop. There's this thing happening in our home and we have a doll and her name is Annabelle.
Firstly, there's no such thing as Annabelle, and there never was.
Ghosts don't... Oh, one of them had the doll already. The doll is terrifying, and she's just like, we noticed that there was this ghost in our apartment. We saw that she was lonely, and so we invited her to live in my doll. Why did she have this doll? It's a scary fucking doll. The hot people are like, why on earth would you ever do that? There is this like evil spirit inhabiting the doll. It was not like a cute ghost, it was an evil spirit.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Cut forward. Suddenly a different plot line. There's a beautiful family and they're like, oh look, our new home. And you're like, god damn it, I know where this is going. La 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 la. Our brand new beautiful farmhouse that's 200 years old. Also it's Massachusetts, which is where I'm from. Massachusetts, ghosty town, which is my jam. La 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 la. Let's move in. And there's the mom, whose name is Mom, and the dad, whose name is Roger. Her name is...
Also, I don't know any of the children's names, except April.
April. Judy is the other people's daughter. So there's like mom and dad and 5 daughters. 5, that's so many. Sadie the dog, who's so cute. Sadie dies real fast. So they move in, they're like boxes, and then the daughters are like, let's play a game of hide and clap, which is like hide and seek, but way more scary. One of them is like, I'll put on a blindfold. And then the others hide. And she's like, I'm gonna act it out now. Can you see me in the camera? Let's look over here. First clap, and you get, and you're like, well, that's fucking terrifying. Oh, I hear it, it's over here. And she goes and she looks, second clap. She looks in the closet, and in the closet, the other daughter's like, oh my god, you found me, but then they find a hole in the wall, and the hole in the wall leads down to the basement.
Boo.
Family field trip. Basement. In the basement, it's fucking terrifying. There's like a bunch of creepy basement stuff and like an old piano.
Our basement had crickets.
Ooh. It was scary.
It's not a sparkling wine.
It's not a smart. The night does not go well. Scary things happen.
This is scary. It goes from night, creepy shit, to night, creepy shit, to night, creepy shit, to maybe daytime creepy shit. Creepy.
One of the daughters is like, they all sleep with their feet and faces and hands exposed. That's not how you should sleep.
How should you sleep?
This is the only right way to sleep. This is how they sleep. Why would you ever sleep this way? Sleep, totally vulnerable, and then yank, her ankle gets pulled, and you're like, fuck. Another daughter is like, one of the younger ones sleepwalks and like hits her head against, there's this creepy wardrobe in one of the bedrooms. It was there when they moved in.
Sleepwalking, banging her head against the thing.
Right, she's sleepwalking, hitting her head against the thing. Oh my god, something's happening with the wardrobe. The next day, everyone goes to school. April's the only one left, and Sadie the dog was her best friend, so now she's all alone. So the mom hears her talking in her room. Why, yes, I am so lonely. I would love to play with you. And you're like, no. Mom goes in and is like, who are you talking to? The daughter's playing with this music box. You hold it and you twist it, and when the music stops and the mirror in it stops spinning, over your shoulder in the mirror, you see Rory, her friend who she's talking to. Picks it up, twist, tinkle, 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 and then it stops, and you're like, And then the daughter scares the mom. She's the only blonde one. Whose daughter is she really? Satan's, clearly.
Satan's blonde.
Satan's totally blonde. Satan's like a blonde, like, junior at Yale who has a yacht. Meanwhile, at the other ranch, Ed and Lorraine Warren are giving a lecture. They're demonologists, and they give lectures at colleges. What now? Oh, they play hide and clap. April says, let's play hide and clap. No one ever lets me play hide and clap. April goes and hides. Mom is like, first clap. She goes into one of the bedrooms. It's the one with the creepy wardrobe. I know where April is. Third clap.
You see somebody's hands coming
You
up.
see someone's hand, but it's not April's
It's
hand.
Not April's hands.
Here's a noise somewhere else. Rips off the bandana. April runs in the room and is like, you lose, you pulled off the bandana. You weren't even in the right room.
Mom also has all these bruises.
Mom has a ton of bruises, and Dad's like, you should go to the doctor for that. Things at night get super worse. The daughter gets like yanked off the bed. She sits up, freaks out. Also, everywhere they're smelling the smell of a dead body. She looks under the bed, doesn't see anything. Across the room, the bedroom door creaks open. Nancy, there's someone in the room with us. And Nancy goes, and there's no one behind the door. The door slams closed, and everyone screams. Dad, there's someone in here. Like, there's no one there. Then,
Different night?
another night.
Right? Just
Sleepwalking daughter is like, bang, 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 head on the door. The older sister is like, what the fuck? Puts her in bed. The door keeps banging. And she flings the door open, and there's nothing there. She looks up, and on top of the wardrobe, a woman with a terrifying face leaps on the sister and knocks her to the ground, screaming and screaming and screaming. This is like maybe the second or third night that's ended in lots of screaming. Leave! Everyone runs in. Nothing's there anymore. Then you see like Ed and Lorraine Warren like giving a talk somewhere, and in the audience, who's there? Mom. She's like, wait, before you get in your car, can I talk to you? Something terrible is happening in my house. Wouldn't you do anything to protect your daughter? Lorraine Warren is like, I would. They have a daughter, Judy. Oh, also they have this room with all the haunted objects they've ever found, including Annabelle. And they're like, don't ever go in the room. Haven't you ever seen Beauty and the Beast? And the answer is no, it wasn't made yet. Ed and Lorraine agree to help, and they go to their house, and they're like, we'll just take a peek around. She walks around, we don't see anything. They go to the basement. Elaine is like, something terrible has happened here.
Ed's like, what do you hear?
Right. Ed does not read the room. Lorraine is like, I'm gonna take a walk around the grounds, and she like goes up by the super creepy tree. Creep. And then you see over her shoulder just like a pair of super dead feet. And she turns around and she's like, They wrap up the visit of the house by Lorraine being like, the minute I walked in, I saw a spirit clinging to your back. And it's Rory, the little boy. And also there's something worse, like the thing hanging from the tree, for example. So they're like, we're gonna look into this. Lorraine goes to the library and she looks it up. So she's like, your house, one of the women who was hung because she was accused of being a witch, used to live here. Wow, that kind of sucks. And then there's a woman who killed her son who lived here too. And also some other people who died.
The woman who was from the tree, she was the one who sacrificed her newborn baby at the fire and then went outside and hung herself.
Witches believe it elevates their status in the eyes of Satan.
Okay, fuck you. Oh, so who's the witch?
She's the witch.
Maybe she was accused of witchcraft and then she did that for Satan. And they're like, we would recommend a full cleansing. It's actually an exorcism. Well, how do we get one of those? You have to go straight to the Vatican. We need evidence to prove that it's fine. And they come back with like a van and a car and Drew, who's like 18 and real cute.
pretty far out, isn't it?
Also, they bring Officer McMustache, whose name I can't remember. Let's just call him that. He doesn't believe in ghosts. Yet. They're like, we're gonna monitor the shit that happens tonight. And Ed is like, let's provoke the ghosts, and puts a bunch of crosses out. They hate that. They set up a bunch of cameras with flashes around that'll be triggered by movement. Let's go to town. Shit starts to happen. There are doors opening and closing. They set off the cameras. The daughter sleepwalks. The pictures are going off as she walks by the cameras. And he's like, she's not the one triggering the cameras. Oh my god. She goes in her bedroom and the door slams shut.
Well, guess what room it is?
It's the wardrobe room! Afterwards, Sir McMustache breaks the door down. She's not there. She's not in the wardrobe. Ed is like, get the UV light. And they're shining and shining and shining, and on the floor, footsteps, footsteps. It's in the wardrobe. On the back of the wardrobe, there's a handprint. Slide the panel aside, look in the little schmoop schmoop. There's the daughter. Lorraine climbs in the hole, pulls out a little rope. It's a noose. Lorraine crashes through the floor. Ed makes a questionable choice and spends time banging on the walls of every subsequent floor, being like, Lorraine, Lorraine, are you in this wall? She clearly fell to the creepy basement. She is a smart motherfucker. She has the toy music box. She's the flashlight and the music box, and she's like, I'm gonna use the mirror. Over her shoulder, a woman's back. Look what she made me do. Whoever she is, which we know is Bathsheba the witch, made her kill her dad, her son, Rory, that you've seen.
She goes under the table and like their feet hanging, and then like they turn towards the table.
Oh my god, that's so scary. It's the same feet from the tree and the same dress, and they're facing the other way, but then they turn. She screams.
Yeah.
Ed is like, oh, she's in the basement. Officer McMustache hears something in another room. Look what she made me do. And it's like a maid with her wrists slit. Ed, I saw a ghost. That's all I had for that segment. The next day, they all have a lovely pancake breakfast. Lorraine is like, let me help you out with some creepy laundry. A sheet blows away, and it blows onto an outline of a body.
And a storm's coming.
And a storm is coming also. She looks up to to Mom's window, and she sees someone in the window. Mom was having a rest, but now something creepy's in there. Meanwhile, while Lorraine is running there, we see Mom. Oh, you see the witch floating above her, and she vomits into her mouth. Lorraine gets there and is like, boo! Carolyn opens it and is like, I'm fine. Great, we're gonna contact the Vatican. Ed goes to some priest, and the priest is like, I see this proof. I'll push this one through myself. And Ed's like, good. And the family's like, we're gonna go to a motel to wait this out. Ed and Lorraine go back home, and their daughter has been hearing creepy noises in the house. Judy, poor little Judy. And it's like, I guess I'll go check it out, because she's been staying with Nana, her grandma. She doesn't see that Annabelle is missing from Annabelle's case. Basically, Judy gets stuck in a room with Annabelle and an old lady ghost. And you're like, this has nothing to do with the plot, but it eventually has to do with the sequel. Ed and Lorraine come home and they're like, Judy, what's going on? They break the door down. They're holding her. It's okay, it's okay. Annabelle's in her case. She never left, but we know she did. Nana's like, I do not understand the shit that happens in this family. They're all in the motel, and Dad's gone taking care of something.
I just gotta run to the store for a few things.
He comes back and he's like, how's everything going? And they're like, it's great, except for the fact that Mom took 2 of the daughters and left, and she smelled like a dead body. And Dad's like, yeah, that's not good. He's like, Ed, we gotta go. They're best friends now. Man crush. Ed and Lorraine Warren show up, and Roger shows up, and Officer McMustache and Drew are there. Mom has taken the daughters to the basement, and she's ready to stab them with some scissors because the witch ghost makes moms kill their children. Lorraine is like, no, don't do it, and takes the daughter away, and then they cover her with a sheet. Then they tie her to a chair. Mom is, oh! Drew is like, where the fuck is April? we need to get April out of the house because she only had one of the daughters. And they get that daughter out into the car, and then Drew's like, I'm gonna go look for April. You can hear like banging noises, but there are so many banging noises. Who even knows which one is April? In the basement, back at the ranch, Ed is like, I'll have to perform the exorcism myself. And Lorraine is like, you can do it. And you're like, they're gonna do it later.
Oh, that's something they've roleplayed before.
Yeah. And is like, Domine, Bible, la. The ghost inside of Mom is not into it. Vomits blood on the inside of the sheet. The sheet is such a good move. You can't see what's happening under there. It's extra terrifying when the blood hits the sheet.
Exorcism shit.
Exorcism. Roger's like, don't do it. She's my wife. You're gonna kill her. And Lorraine is like, we're fighting for her soul. Everything goes quiet. And the chair with Mom in it lifts off the ground. It flips upside down and sticks to the ceiling. So the chair inevitably drops. But it's okay. She lands on her back.
The chair breaks.
And the chair breaks. And then Drew from upstairs is like, I found April. She's in the floor. Come on, Drew, you know better. Mom is like, I'm ready to kill April. Runs to where his voice came from, climbs in the wall. It's like hide and clap, but it's like hide and then murder. She finds her and she's like holding the daughter. And so it's basically like Lorraine and Drew in the kitchen, Mom and April, Mom's possessed, in the crawl space of the floor, Ed, Roger, and Officer McMustache in the basement with their heads sticking through the wall. The house makes a lot of sense. And Lorraine puts her hand on Carolyn's head and is like, this is your daughter, don't you remember? Ed goes, Bathsheba, which is the witch's name. And the mom's face goes, and it's Bathsheba's face on the mom's face. And you're like, oh fuck. Oh yeah. You missed this crucial Bathsheba part.
I was covering my eyes. I'm not looking.
And then he says, go away, or something more powerful.
Stop bothering
He's like,
us.
oh, right. Lorraine is like, remember that one super great beach memory you have? And the mom is like, I do remember that super great beach day. You gotta fight it. So then you see Mom remembering that great beach day, and it's like the one great beach day they've ever had. They need to have more beach days.
Right.
Listen to the movie, stop screaming, and go to the beach. Mom beats Bathsheba.
She vomits Bathsheba.
April's like,
Not
done with this hug. And then Mom is
done.
done, and they're all spilling out of the house. And she's like, April, I'm so sorry. And April's like, Mommy. Poor daughter was left in the car the whole time. Everyone is so traumatized. It's a happy ending for the family, but they should fucking leave that house. Ed and Lorraine Warren go home, and they're like, Judy, we love you. Ed is like, let me just take a quick detour to the scary objects room. Puts the music box in there.
Or he's like, why am I in here with all the demons? Nobody wants to play.
And it's like, tinkle, 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 cut.
Hey, I'm Bob. I cry at the end of every movie.
Today we're gonna talk about just like masculinity. We're gonna talk about gender roles. It would be really interesting to see a horror movie where there was a straight male who was willingly admitting to being terrified. Roger is like the head of the family, and he needs to present composure and fearlessness at all times. That's not necessarily the case now, or ever really. They should show their real feelings. Meanwhile, Ed and Lorraine have their own relationship where they're actually pretty good partners.
Let's finish this together.
The only way that Ed and Roger can ever talk about their feelings is over a fucking carburetor, while Ed is like, I figured out how to fix the car. And Roger's like, well, that makes you a good old dandy.
No, you look like you know what you're doing.
Fixing things. And he's like, now that we're busy fixing things like men, why don't you tell me about your feelings? And Roger's like, well, I guess if we're standing over a car engine, I can. And then they talk about their feelings. Themes of the movie: Catholicism, sleepwalking, screaming, pancakes, creepy nightgowns. There were so many creepy nightgowns. Motherhood, basements. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Wow.